Boy, oh boy, am I just having like the most fun with elves ever. Just having the most fun with elves ever. And the deck's also been really good. We lost playing twice for a trophy yesterday with elves. The deck has been very powerful. I'm really driving with the main deck at the moment. Obviously, I think there's, still conversations to be had. I ended up going up to the third copy of Cavern of Souls in the main because we added the first Stomping Ground in the mana base. So I think you can afford one more non-fetchable land, and especially replacing a forest is fine because like you don't really need this to Cavern Soul is like almost as good as a forest, but you need like the ability to have basics for your Magus and density of fetchable targets. The sideboard is also a little bit different from the last league we played, I think, where I just like never boarded an endurance a single time. I think Remorseful Cleric is better against Living End anyway, so I think you just be on that. And then we're also playing a Selfless Spirit for blue-white control, although I think I might want to play third Mark of Asylum instead. Mark of Asylum has just been so absurdly good. I'm still doing a 2-2 split, the Forge-Tenders and the Mark, but this could easily change too to third Mark, one Forge-Tender, just kind of trying to figure it out. Elves has been great. It's been super duper fun. I don't think we're going to play it all day today, but it's been good and fun and interesting. It's been a fun deck to innovate on, and I definitely woke up wanting to play Elves today. 2 months, thank you. Reavowed the 26 and Fjork with the 19. Thank you. so I was like, I should probably not have it. So I probably think it's like Living End once, but like I think that's just like not how you're supposed to fight Living End. I think that you need to try to fight Living End by keeping your elves alive. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. Definitely a Chord of Calling for Heritage Druid hand. I think I'm putting back the Archdruid. It's definitely close. What matchup during spell sky? Creativity, mostly, and then you can also bring it in against like any opponent that's playing removal spells, obviously. Okay, I think we played the Sentinel on turn 1 now. If I knew it was against Hammer, I would never put back the Archdruid. Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, the taskbar is so bugged on Windows 10. It just like doesn't function. Okay, so they definitely have a hammer. I think I'd take the hit for now. Start jumping it next turn. Don't want to lose my Nettle Sentinel. Would rather jump with the token next turn. Oh, I guess I should have attacked first. I guess I can still attack though. I'll be able to untap this. Dude, I am not getting Windows 11. Windows 11, like I've heard from like multiple different streamers, has like weird issues. It's gonna take me like a long time to get Windows 11. Until I know for sure there's gonna be like no fuckery, and there's just seems like there's always, something. Could chord for 2 if I wanted to. Oh, let me attack for 2. I'll get to untap this. What, does it not have weird issues? I mean, I don't currently have any weird issues. They're all hammered out. I also like don't even update Windows 10 very often. I will always wait a long time.
Your friend Aspiring Spider.
I really want to get a Warmaster so I can just make an elf every turn to start jumping. But I also can't like let them draw a ton of cards. Retain priority, think of the 26. Yeah, I think I'm just jumping here. I think I'm gonna chord for Heritage Druid end of turn. So I kind of obviously prefer to not give my opponent cards if I don't have to. Postboard, welcome back, dude. Thank you for the 5-pack. Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Hope you're doing well. 1 second. Yeah, I can pay 3 here. I can pay a green here. I can still cast the Visionary by using Quirion Ranger's ability. Ooh. That's a big one. So let me untap. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Can I talk about Omnath over to Fairy and the Maid of My Rhinos list? See the article? I talk about it in the article, don't I? I definitely talk about it in the article. So my plan is to probably untap Elvish Mystic to chump block next turn. Thanks a good post. If you got a gifted stuff for post, make sure to thank them. Yeah, always time for deck tech. Would Lightning Greaves be good in the deck? Lightning Greaves is an interesting option, for sure. Probably an underexplored idea. Just no attack. Just giving up. Anybody ever give up in the chat before? Surely nobody in this chat would ever give up. Yeah, but as far as the as far as Omnath in the list I posted, Channel Fireball, not that I'm going to read the article for you, but the reason I'm not playing it is it's just like Omnath is a ridiculous broken card, and for the most part, did I say no to Heritage Nettle Sentinel? For the most part, if you're in the colors that can support Omnath, and you should be playing it, and it also has extra added value with your Scion of Draco. I'll always yield to this soon. Hold on. Yeah, but it's I in my opinion, it's really just like not any deeper than it is broken, and you should be playing it if you can. Teferi is also very good, but you know, your curve is also like really loaded on 3 anyways. Okay, well, we've won this game. This game is very over. We just have to eventually Ezuri and kill them, but I am down to just chill and make a million cards and millions of mana. Dude, this Quirion Ranger is like... I haven't even tapped my Archdruid once, but I have 3 Archdruid untaps just ready to go. We will eventually Ezuri and win the game. We don't even need to tap Archdruid. We just have, you know, the Nettle Sentinel engine online. Oh, we also have Boseiju. Okay. Yeah, the Hammer Time matchup has been like I think like Hammer Time Merfolk seem to be some of your best matchups where you're faster than them, you have premium interaction against them, and they are just so bad about interacting with you. Infinite mana. We have as much mana as we could ever need. We have, you know, probably like literally 1,000 mana that game. Warmaster's probably lethal. Oh yeah, we have Warmaster too, huh? So I've been wanting to bring in Magus on the play in this matchup. But I just keep winning. I just keep 2-0ing them and not needing to bring it in. We have one less sideboard card for the matchup today, but it's also like true that because this matchup has been so good, I'm pretty comfortable to have less sideboard cards. Is Spellskite good against Hammer? Takes Sigarda's 8 triggers. I think Sigarda's 8 only targets creatures you control. I could be wrong though. Daniel, 7 months. Thank you. I think this hand's a bit too slow on the draw against Hammer. There's definitely matchups where I'd keep that hand though. Okay, no white sideboard cards, but Temple Garden. No, Spellskite doesn't work with Equip. It works with Modular, but I think that's about it. Not again. Not again. can Chord for 1. But I think it's just best to chump block and Chord for 3, 4. Reclamation Sage next turn. Mr. Sideboard, you left the Vigors out. I have 2 Vigors in the sideboard at the moment. Ooh. I brought both of them in. Opponent's got a draw that lines up super well against mine, and instead of instead of triple blocking to live, I'll just go to game 3. Alright. Good hand. Easy keep. Yeah, I did not bring in Force of Vigor against Hammer. We brought them all of them in. There it is. Oh no! Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. I obviously meant to cast Quirion Ranger on turn 1. I was busy debating with chat. Sorry. Same draw all 3 games, huh? Oh, no Hammer this time. Or are they just gonna go for the Nexus? That's what it looks like. So I think that they have Hammer and that they're just going to go for the Nexus next turn. So I don't want to Rec Sage now. I think I just want to bait that out. So what is the best sequence this turn though? I kind of like leave Crown Visionary, tap for 3 mana, untap a creature with Quirion Ranger, bounce Yavimaya, play Yavimaya, cast Archdruid, draw a card. I think I'd rather draw a card than cast the Heritage Druid this turn. Oh, hold on. I can cast Heritage Druid, cast Rec Sage, but again, I just want them to fire up the Nexus next turn. And maybe I'll just pitch the Heritage Druid also. Could attack there, I guess. Probably should be attacking there. Break Chase the Sentinel to bait. The problem is they don't take the bait, they just let this die, and they go for it next turn. And this just like time walks them and like totally wrecks them, you know. Oh, I hate this attack with the Sentinel. Like, are you ever going to? Yeah. What if I'll just kill the Sigarda's Aid and the Just kill these 2 now. Can't you wreck the aid? I don't want to kill them. I want them to do this. I want them to take this line. I just want to time walk them and destroy them. And then Sigarda's Aid and Rec Sage them next turn. With the ability to draw a card off the Rec Sage. I want to grind their bones into dust and hear them weep in the night. Respectfully. Oh, there we go. I think I'm gonna Realmwalker not pay, so I can get more mana with when I untap my Archdruid. Well, there's a land on top. Ooh, well, got punished for that line. Opponent concedes. Maybe it's not such a bad thing that Fury's in the format after all. I know that sounds weird to say as someone currently playing Elves, but like this is a really nasty deck. I think to some extent it's kind of a good thing that decks like Fury and Plague Engineer exist, because the deck is just like so ridiculous. Even against like Lightning Bolts and stuff and Red and 6. Obviously sometimes you lose to these cards, but is that blasphemy to say? Just a thought. Awesome, Shadow. Glad you like that deck. That deck was definitely very popular. Definitely one I would like to play again someday. So we can chord for Heritage Druid, cast Archdruid. It's a cool line. Don't have anything else in our hand, but got a pretty big board. Tons of mana. Could you have chord for Heritage? Yeah, just no reason to do it without attacking first, right? Yeah, I know that it was kind of contentious when I was first building the deck, and obviously you can still disagree, obviously you can have your own personal opinion, and I wasn't as confident at first, but I could not imagine playing the deck without 4 Chord of Calling. The card is just like, feels very mandatory to me. Ooh. Okay. So I should probably untap a Nettle Sentinel end of turn, and then untap another one to be able to next turn. Miss 2 damage from Druid. Oh, right, I guess that's the reason, huh? Yeah. Although my opponent has like 3 open mana, right? Like I kind of want to attack and like let my opponent interact if they're going to interact. Or they had 2 open mana. Okay, exiles Misty Rainforest. Thoughts on new Jace for Legacy? There's a new Jace? Is this a real card? Space Bellerin? This looks like... The art looks a little not real. I mean, obviously we don't know what sectors are either. Unless it says it up there. Okay, it does say it. I don't know. Do I read this card? We're gonna do this today. Is that what we're doing today? We're reading Space Bellerin. Okay, if this is a real card, it's goofy. I like just love the name, you know what I mean? it's goofy, but respect. Okay, hold on. We're against Team Escape Shifts. Usually I don't bring in Magus against creativity or lightning bolts in decks in general, but it's probably good enough for this matchup, but maybe this is over sideboarding. 7 cards is kind of a lot. We have Spellskite to, or sorry, Gaddock Teeg to stop their combo. It's not like Magus has like no downside in the deck either. I'm gonna cut an Archdruid, Ranger, 2 Elite, 2 Visionary. I've been doing this a lot. I think you almost never bring in 7 cards. Yeah, if you liked Pirate Jace, maybe you'll love Space Jace. Okay, Space Sculptor. Space Bellerin divides the battlefield into alpha, beta, gamma sectors. If a creature isn't assigned into a sector, its controller assigns it to one. Opponent assigns first. Opponent assigned first. Does that wait? It's so okay. So its controller assigns to the specters. Sectors. Creatures in each sector can be blocked this turn only by creatures in the same sector. Oh, you do on your own creatures too. Counter on each creature in the sector of your choice. Destroy all creatures in the sector of your choice. Okay, this card sucks. At least in 60 card formats. I'm gonna mulligan. Card is completely unplayable in Legacy. Don't worry about it. Putting back either Ezuri or second Heritage Druid. I think this Heritage Druid is so important to this hand that we'll just keep both. You said now look at Minx and Boo. I will gift 100 subs to chat if that card ever tops 8 a Legacy challenge. And not just of like a one of on the sideboard, like it's like part of the deck. Easiest bet of my entire life. Oh, it's the unset? I didn't even realize it was the unset. Then it's not even Legacy legal. Dude, I'll bet 1,000,000 subs then. Yeah, I mean, the difference between Minsk and Boo and this card is Minsk and Boo is like a really good card, and this card sucks and is terrible. It is Legacy legal? Okay, well, Back to 100 subs then. Let's just do 100, I guess. I'm not. Let's just do 100. I'm serious though. I'm serious. Like, I think that card is terrible. It's just completely unplayable. In oh boy. In Legacy, like, how often do you just have so many Chord for 1? Let's go stack. In Legacy, how often do you have so many creatures that, like, you're dividing them into 3 meaningful sectors, and your opponent gets to choose 2, and you care a lot about Gavany townshipping, and, like, creatures can't be unable to block? Like, what are we talking about? What format are we talking about here? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Do I have to Chord Fatigue? I guess. I don't know if this is the winning line, so maybe the play to, like, not lose, you know? Turns off my future chords also. 0 chance it'll ever be on Moto. Okay, that's a better chance for me to win the bet too. If it never gets printed on Magic Online, I can't lose the bet. Yeah, I'm just gonna be able to attack both my 2/2s here. Can't be countered, baby. Although you can still draw your card. Remember when my opponent engineered explosives 4 of my elves, and we're just like, we're doing fine. They have bolts on my Archdruid. We're not doing fine though. Never mind, I take it all back. Although, at least they're not bolting my Teeg. It basically gives your creatures unblockable for turn. It only gives your creatures unblockable if, like, your opponent doesn't assign your creatures to the same sector as, you know, as their creatures. Okay, well, maybe we will lose that game after all, huh? Do you want a Selfless Spirit? I mean, Teeg is good against explosives. We're gonna have all this anti-red hate. So, to the gifted sub, thank you. Alright, let's keep this. That's for deck, you can post the link in chat. Am I leading on Forge-Tender this game? I think so, yeah. Put in a Rec Sage? Maybe a Rec Sage is worth it. Not 100% sure. You sign after opponents, you can put a different sector. Well, if each player has 1 creature, then sure. But if each player has 2 creatures, then you go, your opponent assigns, I think then you assign, then your opponent can assign, right? Or does your opponent assign all the sectors, or do you just do all your sectors at once? Because then Jace is better. It's still completely unplayable in Legacy. We'll never see any play. Any serious competitive play, maybe I should say. Huh, well, if I knew I had this Mark of Asylum, I guess I'm still playing the Forge-Tender turn 1. Yeah, we'll just play the Mark. I will say, I like Space Bellerin. Gifted 2 subs, Respirator Animator, built a stream deck. Yeah, if you post the link in the chat, just click the link together, we'll get going. I feel like I'm getting rebanded if I catch this Archdruid. Why would they not upkeep that? So this is very similar to, like, kind of how I was first building Reanimator decks towards the beginning of Modern Horizons. Main deck Chalice with counterspells. Archmage's Charm was in a lot of the builds too, and obviously I see now you're going through the domain hoops for Shadow Prophecy, Leyline Binding. I think that this is certainly a reasonable way to build this archetype. I haven't been down this road in a long time, so it's hard for me to say definitively how I feel about these kind of builds, because I just, again, haven't been building the deck in this way in a long time. That being said, I think it's probably somewhat underexplored, and I think your draft looks very good. And I don't have a ton of notes beyond that. This is certainly a version I would want to play if Chalice was very strong. I will say though that I've played all the Reanimator variants, including one similar to this. Obviously not with the new domain cards, and I really feel that the Reanimator package is just much weaker if you're not playing Ephemerate, where Ephemerate on your Archon is... Hold on, sorry, there's obviously so many versions. Ephemerate on your Archon is just such a strong thing to be doing. It lets you play Grief Solitude, which are broken cards. Obviously, with combination with Ephemerate 2, which the 0-mana interaction is amazing, which you don't have access to, and this deck is much slower for it. I also really like the Aether Mage's Touch, which is Cottage tech. If you're unfamiliar, Cottage puts either Archon or one of your elementals on top of your library for you to Aether Mage's Touch into. And what's bad about this version that you have here is that you don't have any redundancy to your... Okay, they're going to explosives, kill my Mark, and kill my Leaf Crown. You don't have any redundancy to your Persist besides just your one of them burial rights, and so that's an issue that I foresee. Okay, so play the 1-mana Elves to Realmwalker. A little bit short here. Imagine if we hit Rangers on top. That'd be so awesome. I would say I don't like the Hall of the Storm Giants and the Otawara. If you're gonna jump through the domain hoops, I just want all fetch lands and basic land type lands. Definitely not the Hall. You could maybe make a case for the Otawara though. Like I'd be pretty interested in like at least the 9th fetch lands. Or sorry, the 11th fetch land. And maybe you can also play a Plains too. I'm not sure how bad the Plains is. So I don't like the Teferi Hero. I know I used to play it. I don't like it anymore, really. The rest of the sideboard seems like generally fine. The Spreading Seas are interesting. It's not something I've played around too much with. Okay, so what's the best way to do this? I really wish I had one more mana so I could just go cast Warmaster, then cast Ezuri, then activate Archdruid, but maybe I'm just supposed to go cast Ezuri, activate Ezuri. Yeah, that's got to be the line, actually. Okay, easy line then. Do you think Scam could be adapted into a blue-white control shell? I've played blue-white ephemerate control. I think that's probably using the Scam definition a bit too loosely. Alright, almost keepable hand. We're missing one elf for one land, unfortunately. This hand's good, though. Am I going to put back the Stomping Ground? I might. I don't really need it. Is that too greedy? I don't really think so. Because we just get to like replay our Yavimaya with a Ranger. In caching the 8 months. Scary land to see. Oh, baby, who cares about that card? Not me. Who gives a shit about that card, huh? So I have to go Elites into Archdruid. I guess I attack now. I can just bounce the Yavimaya, untap it. Or untap this probably. No, untap the Elite. No, untap this because this isn't untap. Yeah, if they have Fury Undying Evil, then we care. But listen, listen. Like, with piece as a fellow elf player. Okay, my opponent says I've been had. Okay, as a fellow elf player, to some extent, it is good that Fury exists because this like elves is such a powerful strategy that like it needs to be weak to something in the format. And look, you have lots of sideboard cards to beat Fury. But like, to some extent, it is kind of a good thing that Fury exists to keep stuff like this in check. At least that's my take. Okay, I'm gonna cut an Archdruid, a Ranger, one Elite, one Visionary. I think I just bring in the anti-red cards. We'll see. Disagree with the logic there. Yeah, it's fine to disagree. It's fine to disagree, but that is the logic between having the Evoke incarnations in the format. Fury keeps decks like Elves in check. Solitude keeps decks like Hammer Type in check. Endurance keeps, you know, decks like Living End, Reanimator. Like they are all intentionally designed to be safety valves for the format. Where it's just like, you know, cheap interaction is like not going to be fast enough against some strategies. Yeah. I'm not saying Fury is a perfectly designed card, but like, you also have plenty of answers to it. I'm gonna keep this hard matchup to mulligan and obviously some more fragile hand. I will also say this though, I've been playing a ton of Elves like the last few days, and it really feels like all I'm losing to are Fury decks. And I'm even beating them a decent amount of the time, but like our win rate against non-Fury decks is insane. It's like it's just absurd at this point. I think I Realmwalker over Ezuri, right? Yeah. Some people arguing that Fury is better than Jitte. Fury is better than Jitte. It's not even close. Fury is worse for Elves and tribal decks than Jitte, and it's not even like close to a conversation, in my opinion. Wait, they're killing... Oh, they must have the Undying card. This is bad for Elves, though. Alright, we'll go to game 3. What if I ever Selfless Spirit too? Just like one more anti-Fury card. Have 5 total. I think I'm down to go down in Ezuri. Yeah, I just really want to draw Mark. I mean, this is just another hand that doesn't have protection against Fury, and we probably can't go to 5 in this matchup ever. With like when we have like a reasonable hand like this. I'm not interested in a finale. I don't think you need like another payoff in the deck. What am I putting back here? The Visionary? What's mulling to 6? You'd mull, you go to 5 against the scam deck? Maybe. Like, I mean, any like 5-card hand with Mark is like pretty interesting, but then Mark is also like just not something that's contributing to your play. Oh no, sorry, I forgot I lost. Damn it, I thought I was on the draw. Damn it, sorry chat. If Elvish dies, your hand is bad. Dude, if you think that if you're mulling to 5, we're gonna be more resilient to removal? Oh dude. My opponent's a sweetheart. Thank you for the content. Should we play a 3rd Mark of the sideboard if all we lose to our Fury decks? I mean, we have 2 Forge-Tender, 2 Mark, and a Selfless Spirit. That's like 5 answers to Fury. I think you could play a 3rd Mark over the 2nd Forge-Tender. It's been something I've been considering. Just like, you really want to draw Mark. Yeah, confirmed Fury, Undying Malice. I mean, they mull to 5. If they have an Undying effect for this Grief, it's like not that likely they have a 2nd Undying effect plus Fury plus a red card with 3 cards left in hand. Opponent earn mod, yeah. Give him mod. Seems fair. Land would be so good here. No. Okay, I think I just played Nettle Sentinel. And then hope to spike a white source for the Mark. How many 5-0s for Elves? None. We lost playing for 5-0 twice yesterday. I think I've played like 5 or 6 leagues total. And my record's been pretty good, too. Yeah, so I was messing around with Pioneer Elves a decent amount last week during my preparation for the tournament or whatever. And the conclusion I kind of came to was, like, as interesting as Pioneer Elves is, and there's like a lot of like cool stuff going on or whatever. I'm not going to play anything here. As there's a lot of cool stuff, but it is not a better green ramp deck than Mono Green Devotion. And I just don't know why you want to play Elves over Mono Green Devotion. Do a Mono Blue Affinity deck? I do, yeah. It's like a bigger version with Urza. 8 drums. I'm glad I brought in the stuff with Spirit. Elves beats Mono Green, just faster. That was not my experience playtesting it. It felt very play draw dependent, and I don't know. I was getting combo killed by Mono Green like very consistently by turn 4. I didn't feel like Elves like was killing before turn 4 very often. Hand's very close. This hand's very good if it draws a 1 or 2 mana elf on turn 2. I think we're supposed to keep this on the play in the blind. Yeah. Tron splashed red for Pyroclasm, and Pyroclasm was nuts. It was just so good in the format. I played like a lot of young Pyromancer Delver decks, so I get shredded by it all the time. I could see going up a fetch over a forest to give more effective red-white. Yeah, maybe. 6 fetches is pretty good. Oh, the fetches are also good with Realmwalker. Oh, I only have 5 fetches? I have 6. This mismatched. I think that could be fine too, yeah. Could be correct. I'll mull it over. So yeah, I haven't tried Devoted Druid builds, but I will say I have like a very specific philosophy with this build that makes a lot of sense to me and is obviously like a conversation or whatever. But this build has like as low a curve as you can have with elves, but it also has the engine available to draw through your entire deck, kill on turn 3 sometimes, go completely crazy, and it does so without Finale, without Vizier, without Devoted Druid. It does so without Shaman of the Pack, without Crater Hoof. The curve is low, the deck is fast, and you're a lot more resilient to removal in that premium interaction against you when like your opponent's not interacting with you and you just have like these clunky payoffs, you know. Nylea's presence as a domain enabler. You just play Triumph's Shocklands in both Pioneer and Modern. Nylea's presence sucks. Oh boy. I think I like this one better. This one, for some reason, reminds me of like Call of Duty Zombies. I don't know why. It might be just like the goofy space helmet and the ray gun. Avian through the 9 months. What Pioneer deck we played the last RCQ? I played a mono black mid-range deck. I think we're gonna play some of it today after the Elves Leagues. Assuming that I don't have to go pick up the dogs from the vet. Shocks and Stomping Ground are getting fire iced. Yep. Okay, let's just draw Lamb. The Elves experience. I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time. I played like the remake, or maybe it wasn't really a remake, but like the new Modern Warfare. I played some of that one. I played a bunch of it before it became a battle royale. Not that I dislike battle royales, I guess. I did have an RCQ this weekend. It was honestly like probably the most disappointing RCQ I've had this season, where I spent like 30 hours off stream prepping for this tournament, and kept everything under wraps. And I was pretty confident with my deck. At one point, I won 10 matches in a row or something. And I just had two non matches, unfortunately. and that was my tournament. Which could obviously happen in any format you play, with any deck you play, but it's just, you know, a bummer. Maybe we should let on Realmwalker. Oh, the disrespect. Why Dragon Slayer? Have I talked about Dragon Slayer on the stream before? I like Dragon Slayer. It is a terrible game, and I would recommend it to nobody, but I like Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer is a horrible game. I would recommend that nobody ever play it. But boy, is it, like, awesome. Yeah, just disrespectful, inflicting psychic damage to let me untap with Archdruid. It does seem like they're flooded. Oh my gosh, Heritage Druid into Nettle Sentinel. We're elfin. We're elfin. Hold on. I'm trying to think what the best way to do this is. Don't think they have any counter magic. So I can have 2 regens up off the Ezuri here. Or 3 regens. But obviously they're pretty likely to just kill the Ezuri. Dude, if we beat turn 2, Fire, Ice, kill 2 creatures, into Bolt, into Ren, into Bolt, into Binding, when I'm just like stumbling as hell. I mean, they didn't draw creativity, but... like, even if they go creativity X equals 3, which would be bad, but even if they do that, we might still win. We would sack Realmwalker, Llanowar Elves, and maybe Ezuri. It'd be way cooler if they just didn't have it. It'd be so cool. Draw 2, make a treasure. Okay, creativity on 1 is like, that's beatable. I could beat a creativity on 1. Final number on Aether Channeler Man Company. I'm still playing 4. I really like 4. I think that it's like a good. It helps you answer like specifically the creativity matchup. Like getting me able to like bounce those Archons is really nice, but I could obviously like imagine playing, you know, less numbers, I guess. I guess I don't really want to have this tapped. Not that it matters that much. I could go regen, but they'll still be able to kill whatever they want to kill with the bolt on my upkeep. I can Chord for another Heritage Druid if they go after that. Okay. We're elfin. Oh boy, we're really elfin. Yeah, I don't think I need to prioritize untapped creatures very much. Leafcrown Visionary is really important to keeping the elves flowing. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's just easy. Big green. So let's go Chord for another Nettle Sentinel. Wish these Nettle Sentinels would be a little closer together, but can't always get what you want, I guess. Okay. Kind of fizzled a little bit. Should be fine. Tap this. According for Ezuri, right? Maybe get Llanowar Ranger. So Quirion Ranger. I think just get the Ezuri. Ooh, there's a Ranger though. Alright, so we're still going. Heritage Druid, tap, tap, tap. Okay. Pretty likely to keep going off. Shaman would have won. I'm going to win this turn without Shaman. That's the whole point of not playing Shaman, is you still win these turns. And you don't need to dilute the deck. It just takes forever, but I don't mind taking forever. If it means I increase the overall win percentage. Okay, I mean, I might fizzle already. No, it'd be so embarrassing to fizzle after saying that. I think we're gonna be fine though. It's gonna just take it forever. I don't think I've ever fizzled like having this many resources though. Famous last words, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm at the point where I have enough resources that I'm not drawing cards so I can make more mana. Figuring out like when that point is has been kind of tricky. But I think we're there. I'm trying to figure out like I'm trying to think of a heuristic for like my article to talk about like when you start making more mana in these spots. And I don't know. Don't you Chord for third Sentinel? I'm gonna make a ton of mana and I'm gonna win by Llanowar Ranger untapping and activate Ezuri, attack for a bunch. I'm gonna make a ton of mana, untap this with the Ranger, activate Ezuri. We even actually just have lethal right now, right? Yeah. I can't. Winning that game is crazy. To being so behind. Okay. Am I bringing in the Preserver? I think it's just for living ends. Does not seem really good enough. Like I'm still just gonna die to the Archon. Pretty sure the heuristic is just when you have enough mana to pump Ezuri enough. I don't think so, because it's like you need to be able to make sure you keep going and just generate, you know, as many resources as possible. Okay, this has been how I've been sideboarding. Let's stick with that. Sorry, Frogler. I was busy. We're gonna miss some subs when we're going off with Elves, but thanks for the 11 months. We're gonna miss some subs. Yeah, the Preserver is living in tech that you can naturally draw and has Elf synergies. Also, like one really awkward thing about Shaman is if you just draw it, you can't chord for it when you're going off anymore. Yeah, maybe we should be playing another fetch. If we're gonna be more on Mark, I think it makes more sense. If I draw a land, I'm not gonna play Elf on turn 1. What does he have to now? Is Mark for Fury? It's for any red removal decks, but also for Fury. 2 Sentinels, 2 Lords that draw, 1 round, 1 Heritage Druid is close to a win. Yeah. I don't know if that's the heuristic exactly, because like you also need to have like you need to have extra elves in your hand, so that when you are going off, you're not ever gonna fizzle. Like if you don't have any more elves on top, you need to have elves in your hand to draw with your Leaf Crown Visionaries. They didn't bolt the bird. They just didn't bolt it. I need to draw land now. Dude, this opponent loves to let me untie with my mana dorks. Think Mark would be good at Death and Taxes? Yeah, I think any creature deck that's playing white should be playing, or should be considering Mark. Mark or Forge-Tender. Bolt Spell Pierce, huh? Pretty good. Pretty good hand. Castable. Is Septukia a finished deck for now? It didn't really get anything from the new set. I was pretty happy with its evolution. We'll be returning to it at some point, but I don't think there was any new tech from the new set, at least. I mean, I'm playing it up. I think I was missing how you're making enough mana to activate Ezuri several times last game. Don't you have to keep spending all the mana you cast? No, when you have 2 Nettle Sentinels or 3 or even 1, you're generating mana every time you play elves. A 3 mana elf is mana neutral. A 2 mana elf is +1 mana. A 1 mana elf is +2 mana. And if you're spending a green to draw a card, that's all -1. But also like Dwynen's Elite is +1 mana. Warmaster is +1 mana. And then you can also like not in that spot exactly, but you can Quirion Ranger to untap Archdruid to make, you know, as much mana as you need usually. If you have an untapped Archdruid. Why the split on Forge-Tender and Mark? The thinking is that you're going to want to be able to chord for Forge-Tender twice in a game sometimes, but I'm actually going to go up. I'm going to go up to the 3rd mark for the next league. And then 1 more fetch land, so you have white mana a bit more consistently. Dude, Rafellos. Oh, there's also like the 2 mana Elvish Archdruid that doesn't let you. It doesn't lord your stuff, but it taps for the number of elves. I've always wanted that card in Modern. I think it would make the deck building really interesting. Not that it's not interesting now. Okay. Game 3 on the play. Hopefully don't mold a 5 this time. Although it looks like we are going to mold a 6. Or maybe we're not. We are. This hand's so close, though. Can't play scared after mulliganing. Okay, this is a really good Chord of Calling hand. I really want to keep the Realmwalker. Chord for Heritage Druid. Yeah, I think we put back the Warmaster. Yeah, Priest of Titania. What are the best cards to invest if you want to play creativity? I mean, it just depends on your budget, right? It doesn't really matter exactly which cards, right? As long as like you're just spending those towards your once you get it under your ticket limit. Why not Cradle? Dude, that card is legendary. It taps for 0 on turn 1. Wellwisher. Oh, dude, I love Wellwisher. I don't think I'd play any numbers, but maybe one in the sideboard. But I do love a Wellwisher. Can untap it with Quirion Ranger. Yeah, so I actually recorded my Channel Fireball video last night with Elves. I kind of can't get enough of the deck at the moment. I haven't recorded the deck tech, just the gameplay. I've been doing that lately. Ooh. We can get if we get Spell Pierce, then if there's Spell Pierce in the Chord, presumably they're not going to have 2 Spell Pierces to counter both of these here. Oh, that's so good, Esther. Athena and Lucy at the vet today. Lucy has some stuff she needs done, and Athena is like due for a checkup, but that's good that they're doing well together. Athena's like, you know, a crazy husky, and we weren't sure how she'd do exactly. It's been a while since she's been at the vet. They're hitting the mark. Okay, so I want to be able to chord for Forge-Tender maybe. Yeah, Elves is also a very nostalgic deck for me. It was the first deck I ever played in Modern. I think I still have to get Heritage Druid here. I have a Rex Sage. I didn't board one in this matchup. Maybe I was supposed to. But they have Spell Pierce. Yeah, good for them. I guess playing around it maybe made some sense. Yeah, we saw game 2. Just a hard card for me to respect, to be honest, but I should have respected it. Should have respected it. So if I attack with everything and I find Heritage Druid on top, I'll regret attack with everything. So I think I'll just attack with these two so I can activate Heritage Druid at least once. Somewhat wishful thinking, though. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess Legolas is probably going to be a... I wonder what Legolas does. If you could design Legolas, what would it do? Probably a Celestia card? 2 mana, 1/1 double strike. Green 1/2 reach, Death Touch tap, deal 1 damage. Dude, Death Touch tap would deal 1 damage. That's a pretty pushed card, huh? This is how much damage? 8, 11. Put my opponent to 1. I don't love not having a blocker for the Shaman, though, but whatever. Am I allowed to talk about Pioneer Elves yet? Yeah, so I mean, I had a few different versions. I'm not sure that my versions are the best. I played probably like 5 or 6 different versions in playtesting. And let me see what I had. So okay, so this was one version I had. This one was in really deep. This one was more of a devotion deck that was trying to combine Defiler of Vigor with the Great Hinge to just kind of like sift through your deck really quickly, go really wide. I feel like I ran kind of bad with this deck, but it didn't feel particularly good either. Maybe the Great Hinge was like a little too hard to cast, but there's also you may be able to build the deck a little bit differently here. Maybe I was thinking maybe you didn't want to play all these, but they were pretty good with Defiler, Great Hinge because they cost just 1 colorless, and then they draw. You know, I guess they don't draw 2 because it's non-token. And then I kind of put a more like traditional. I decided to try. I tried Shaman of the Pack. Shaman of the Pack was good. I built over it for this one instead though, and tried to have like Finale of Devastation be my Shaman of the Pack. Shaman of the Pack might be better. This was like a different version too. But like at the end of the day, like I just kind of feel like Elves is a worse big green deck than mono green. Okay, my opponent discards a creativity, so they definitely have one here. They can't fetch this turn. So... But they can play any land. Any land will let them tap for mana because we have Yavimaya in play. So if I block here, they can creativity on this token. If I don't block, they can still only creativity X equals 1, right? Because they can't target the token here. They can't make another token. So I should just take the hit. I think if they get creativity X equals 2, we probably have to block, but I'd have to do the math again. That's true. Shockland wouldn't work. I've been liking Lead the Stampede and Pioneer Elves. That's interesting too. You can also have Sylvan Messenger there. Sylvan Messenger is good against Rakdos. I have in the sideboard there, but I don't know. I just really feel like mono green is the better big green deck. Is how I like. I just got stuck and I stopped working on it because of that. But I do think it's an interesting deck to build. I was also working on goblins. But I think Todd's goblins list was like way better than mine. Let me pull up Todd's. Am I ever sucking Nettle Sentinel here? They're at 4, block here. They can target binding. No, creativity only targets artifacts and enchantments. Oh yeah, I forgot it's Tandy. Tandy now. Okay. Shoots. Well, I didn't play around Land Lightning Bolt very well, huh? Damn it, I would have won. We can put our opponent back to 1. Yeah, I guess that was a mistake. I was looking for the goblins list. Yeah, I thought Todd's list was really good. I would probably play a couple different. I was playing 4 Pile Driver actually, but for whatever reason I totally forgot Fanatical Firebrand existed. My curve was like a little bit higher, but I did kind of figure that. I did kind of come to the conclusion that Mono Red Elves is better than Gruul Elves, or sorry, Goblins. Mono Red Goblins is better than Gruul Goblins. I was also really impressed with War Chief. I was playing a lot of War Chiefs. War Chief giving like Pile Driver Haste and giving like there's one other card, hold on. Oh, giving Rabble Master Haste was nice. I guess this list is pretty different. Alright. I think I messed that game up. In that last Coco Elves listed on screen, when I played Circle of Dream Druid over Heritage Druid. That was a Pioneer deck, Rich. That was a Pioneer deck. Circle of Dreams Druid is not modern playable because you have Archdruid. But in Pioneer, I think it's good. Valakut Stoneforge, interesting. I think we just kind of do the standard line here. Caustic 15 months, appreciate you. New Defiler too high in the curve for goblins. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. There's like a lot of options. Oh boy. There's a lot of options. Okay, opponent is going to die. You ever just lose, you know? I think I'll play my Warmaster before this Llanowar Elf here. Probably doesn't matter all that much. It's their time, what can I say? Wait, am I not killing them this turn? I guess I'm not. Although, is there any way for me to hold up Archdruid to pump? I don't think there is, but I think I'll just go Archdruid. I usually start the auto yield as soon as I have the second Nettle Sentinel in play. Because it's like if you auto yield to the first one, you just have to do it again once you get the second one. Or you have to always yes to it. Maybe it's faster to do it that way. Uh-oh, are we getting belched? How do you kill this turn if it was possible? So you could loop through your deck. You loop through your deck via Heritage Druid, Nettle Sentinel, generating mana whenever you cast Elves, and Realmwalker Visionary lets you just loop through your entire deck. And then you get an Ezuri in play, you get enough mana to activate Ezuri, and then Quirion Ranger untaps your creatures without summoning sickness so you can attack. It's convoluted, it takes a long time, but it does win the game, and that's all that really matters. And it wins the game while keeping the mana curve just like low and fast. I don't think I'm gonna bring in Mark of Asylum against them. I will bring in the Forge-Tenders. Teeg Ouphe, obviously. We can build a legacy deck around Space Bellerin. I mean, Space Bellerin is a very cool card. It is like completely unplayable. Legacy is just a card for EDH, I think. Okay. Do you want Spellskite to change the Belcher target? I mean, I feel like Teeg is just gonna be so much better, but maybe. I think I do need to mulligan to a sideboard card here. Or a Chord of Calling for sideboard card. There's Chord of Calling. Kind of weird. I think I try to keep the Chord. I don't have a Forest. If I had a Forest, this hand's like so much better too. Maybe we did want the Spellskite. I mean, Spellskite is like a Time Walk, I guess. Time Walks are pretty good. Dude, people have suggested the Forest Walk Elf so many times. That card is like, oh boy. Oh boy, that card seems so bad. You give me a Merciful Death? Do you prefer Chord of Calling over Company? Yes. When I was first working on the deck, you know, with the new card, I was like a little less confident, but I could never imagine playing at this point the Company version instead. You have so much card advantage with Realmwalker, Visionary. Chord of Calling can also be like really powerful card advantage. Chord of Calling works so well with Warmaster and Dwynen's Elite. Well, don't have any of that white mana. It works so well with Warmaster, Dwynen's Elite. It makes your sideboard so much better to be able to chord 4 efficient cards against linear decks, to be able to chord 4 Forge-Tender against Fury. Well, I guess we're waiting one more turn to do anything. Yeah, my opponent is definitely stumbling. So my Teeg is on my hand. I can't chord for the Teeg. Maybe just draw white mana, but I can also get my Collector Ouphe to stop them from activating the Belcher. Assuming I'm not just dead. Okay, they're Balagad recovering Spikefield Hazard. Secret Tech. Can chord for just one, though. Yeah, weird game. I rolled a 4 to a hand that's stumbling, and they seem to have kept a hand because it had Spikefield Hazard in it, and Reforge the Soul, natty. I mean, we're pretty likely to win. I mean, how much we just have 5? We just have 9 in play. Wait, when did Kahira go to the hand? Ah! It's a good card. So my Teeg is gone. So I think we go Forge-Tender, Warmaster, Chord for Ouphe. Chord for Ouphe now to play around Pact of Negation. Come boost, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate you. Think a Shore Up is good in the other Murktide shells, except is it? I mean, in any Murktide shell, but I don't know what other Murktide shells there are besides is it. But if you're playing Murktide, it is a card to consider. Wait, we're getting natty Pyromancer's Ascension? I don't think I've ever been natty Pyromancer's Ascension. Seawag, this is a ridiculous game. This is game over. They didn't set this up. They didn't stack their deck. This is just, they're just casting it. Yeah, I mean, it's this, the Ascension line has been like somewhat standard. Okay, they have active Ascension. Or at least it's been popular in the past. It's like an alternate win con that they can set up with their Recross the Paths. Playing around Pact here means they would have really needed Rit Belcher Pact. Yeah, but I don't see like they're, oh, they can't activate the treasure tokens. I don't think that there's like much reason to not play around it though, right? Because I'm going to chord for Ouphe this turn probably. I'm going to kill them next turn with the Archdruid. Big Ouphe. Doesn't Force-Tender stop it for the turn. Force-Tender only stops our red permanents. That says curse the Ouphe. GG's, GG's. Weird match. Okay, sorry, no, I punted match 4, but still loving the elves. Too busy updating the deck for the next league. Ooh, I was like always loved this. Oh, this is not the. I thought this was the untap for permanents to fairy. Okay, so we're gonna do one more league now with the 3rd mark and the 7th fetch land. As a streamer, how Pog4 watch the announcements on my broadcast. Ooh.